Not just the denial that has come in from Pakistan, but is Pakistan getting spooked? Because let's put out our next breaking update. This is of how India at the moment is acting and Pakistan is simply reacting to what's going on. On your screen, some more details that we are learning right now of Pakistan saying we are closing the Wagah border post. They've also decided to shut the airspace for Indian airlines. Pakistan has decided to also cancel visas to Indians. Indians asked to leave Pakistan in 48 hours. You know, Vishnu, one would say that Pakistan is pushing itself more towards being irrelevant, you know, in spite of the fact that there is so much clear proof, in spite of everyone getting together against terroristan Pakistan, this is Pakistan completely spooked.
That extent, but what I will say, and let's just stick to the facts at this stage, and one of the facts announced is that Pakistani airspace will be closed for Indian airlines. Now this is important. Why? Because lakhs of passengers who travel from India to the West will now have to potentially pay more for air tickets because flights will have to take longer routes. They'll have to fly via the Arabian Sea as opposed to crossing Pakistan and Afghanistan, and therefore they will have to use more fuel. And ultimately, there is a strong possibility that passengers would bear the cost of that additional fuel. So this is a step we've seen in the past as well. After the India struck Balakot, Pakistan shut down its airspace for Indian airlines. I'm not very sure off the top of my head if there are Pakistani airlines which use Indian airspace as they travel from the west to the east, but presumably if that's the case, India would retaliate. But for the moment, air travel will become more difficult. This is something which directly impacts us, but none of the flights per se, or the 99% of the flights will continue to operate, albeit along longer routes.
But you know, Vishnu, would it be fair to say that this is a very, very poor attempt right now by Pakistan to even counter a story that is as dastardly and cowardly as attacking tourists, attacking our civilians?
Well, they have to respond in some way. This is what they're doing. I think rather than characterizing the nature of the Pakistani response, I think it's important to look at where we may potentially be headed. Pakistan carried out one of the worst terror attacks in the history of Jammu and Kashmir. India is responding very significantly, diplomatically, and through other moves. The Prime Minister and Defence Minister made it absolutely clear that we are going to be hunting down every last Pakistani terrorist. Pakistan is now countered by blocking Indian visas and shutting down airspace. That makes it more difficult for Indian nationals as we travel to the west, for example. So this is all headed potentially in one direction. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But this is one among several steps, and I dare say we may see more before anything larger happens.
And I mean, I know, Vishnu, that this is a story just developing and breaking, the first information that you're putting out here on NDTV, but do we have absolutely any reaction from the government yet? I mean, I'm sure these were steps that were anticipated.
Yes, I think they would have anticipated this, but
yes.
I'm just keen to know what came first, the Indian announcement or the Pakistani one. They seem to be coming largely together. It's possible that Pakistan had its draft ready. The moment India did something else, they fired their message, their press release. So irrespective, they came pretty much at the same time, but I think India's steps are absolutely clear, and we've been reflecting on it. Pakistani nationals in India have been told their visas are not valid. They need to leave this country by the 27th. If they are in our country on medical visas, then they have to leave by the 29th. Any visas which have been issued to Pakistani nationals, they are invalid at this stage, and as significantly, Indian nationals who are in Pakistan have been told to come back to our country.
Vishnu, help us understand the big picture. Whatever Pakistan is doing, we know that this is just for optics. Though, right now this is a desperate Pakistan squeezed into corner. You're looking at the world community in large condemning what's really happened. Is this the best Pakistani response to that? Will this help better relations? The answer is no.
Well, I wouldn't again characterize Pakistan's response other than analyze it clinically. And I think that's what we've been trying to do. They hit us in a particular place, we have responded, and it appears that we are headed in a certain action. Whether this is the best Pakistan can do or it's not the best that Pakistan can do is frankly fairly irrelevant at this juncture. A certain path has been chosen, terrorists have attacked us, and India is following a particular path.
Okay.